Hey guys, this is Val with Allen Custom Builders. This video is after the last video I did. Um, so this is after lunch. Um, and you can see in this video we're a little bit closer to it. I wasn't gonna add this video, but since we have it so much closer for the second round, I thought we might as well add it in there. Okay, so in this one you can actually see the footing really well. You can see the water's actually kind of dissipated a bunch. You can see on the right side that there it is pulled up in that area, which will be our roughest area. But in this case, this is a really good spot, so you can actually see our footing really well. You see if the guys are going back, and I'm having them double up everything, make sure it's all good to go, stake wise. Any more missing whalers and strong backs that we have. And I like to start all our turnbuckles on all the joints between the two. That's a big deal. There you go. So he's laying out plastic right now. There you go. See, they're starting to put plastic inside the footing. That's what I was talking about. But regardless, so at this point, when we get done today, tomorrow will be setting steel in. That's kind of a big deal. We get that all right. Did have some hang-ups. I mean, I got a couple. Boston's actually been doing this for us for a while. He's actually has the most experience with L&M as far as foundations and concrete goes. So he's probably, I don't know, he's probably been with us and finished probably a few hundred yards of concrete at least. I mean, at least I would say. I mean, that's pretty safe to say a few hundred yards, which is kind of cool. And you can see he cut that kind of big or whatever. So we actually didn't have enough for today. We actually had to come back and do that, but that's no big deal. Um, that's Jordan right there. He did cool down a little bit later as we went. I actually took off with the excavator to go fix some of the road because we had water just dumping on the road. It's kind of a weird area because it's just like water goes from one section to the other. And I was just like digging it out. So that's why I took the excavator down because I do have rock being delivered over and over right now. So out there. So I spent a lot of my time out there doing that. So really, this is kind of a look on what they were doing while I was gone. Oh, there I come back. I come check out what they got going on. Pretty interesting. I've actually never done that before. Oh, he's already started putting the footing rebar in. On this one, we have verticals going every 4 foot. So number 4 every 4 foot. And it actually called for 5/8 anchor bolts. And it had a couple SSTB bolts. I think they're 24 inches. And then it had some of those strong wall, like hardware, kind of hold down things that are wet setted. I don't know. We've usually done those for shops, but I mean, every engineer is different, so there's nothing new to do something different. I think there's I think there's probably one guy over there cutting for our uprights and bending the tails on the bottom. And on these ones, it had to be, the tails were staggered, so one would go one way, and then the other one would go the opposite way, and then back the other way. Which makes it to where you don't have to make any spreader pieces for your bottom 2 pieces of rebar. That's how we get away with it anyways, is we, and what I do is I have them all just hold it all the way down, and they just go around the whole thing. Again, now they're tying rebar inside the ditch. I'm okay with them taking their bags off. That's Boston right there. I think he had a problem with one of the guys really not doing what he's telling him. So you can see it right there. It's a big deal. If you're gonna work for L&M, is to listen. Like, be a team player, man. Like, just do it, and you'll get what you want out of it, right? Like, so if you can't listen to the last guy, then who's gonna listen to you, right? Like, that's like, let's be real. If you're just making a culture like that, and well, Boston's a good guy, he'll just kind of pick up wherever he has to, and that's exactly what he's doing here. So he is, even though it's frustrating, look at Jordan just watching him, of course, dude. Like, get to work, man. Yeah, it's pretty hard for me to watch this, but I was out there just, important to get it right. And I actually told them to go ahead and so National Building Code is 40 times diameter for lap of steel. Honestly, in my area, everybody I worked with, they're like, oh, it's 2 feet. Anybody knows that 40 times ½ inch is 20, so you can safely go 24. But if you're doing number 5 rebar, that's 25 inches. So, you know what I mean? So anyways, that's what I teach my guys. I teach my guys what the code book says, and then we'll move on. Of course, if the plans say something and it's asking more than the code, then we'll do those things, and that's another conversation we have prior to showing up. But like on this one, we have an hour windshield time there and home, so we're going over that kind of stuff. Like I've already went over it. My lead guy here has already gone over it too. So we conversate. He picks up things that I not necessarily have, and then vice versa. So it's always good to be a team and to go over things together, because that's what it takes. We can miss out on these things. But regardless, this is pretty much how they spent the rest of the day. Nothing I can really talk about the rest. It is what it is. A big takeaway from this is that these guys kept pushing. It's muddy. They're wearing rain boots the whole time. It's no chore. This wasn't easy. And what I had talked about with them, one of the times because we have a powwow in the morning and we have a powwow before we get back to it right after lunch, is to look at how we persevered through it, and it was hard and miserable. We just had crews in the past tell us, well, I can't do it, and it's because it's hard and it sucks, and well, then go do something else. Go do an office job, because this is the way it is. And if you want to continually do construction for L&M, you have to do it at this kind of pace. This isn't super fast. This is just a steady pace through the whole thing to get stuff done. We're hired there to do a job. Show up and do the best you can do. And don't fall on your face and die, because that's what happens. And then that's how nobody makes money. If we don't make money, nobody makes money. Then we go out of business or whatever. Do something else. So, again, this is how they spent the rest of the day. Did really well. Again, we were on time. We actually took off after Wednesday. We were gone Thursday and Friday because we were ready to pour. So we were only there for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week or last week. So, all right. Well, you guys watch the rest of the video. I'm Val, L&M. Thanks.